Hello, everybody, and welcome to another round. Happy Sunday to you. We are back in the building with Love is Blind, Season 5, Episode 7. Woo, we're going to jump just right up into it because, we here for a good time, not a long time. So it is what it is. But if you are here tuned in us with us right now, please throw me some hearts in the chat. You know how I like it green. And if you're watching this for the first time or this is your first time in the neighborhood, please go ahead and be a subscriber to the channel so it won't be your last. And also hit the notification bell so you won't miss when we're going live and talking about all the craziness in the world. Okay, because the world is crazy right now. And child, love is blind is crazier. Okay. Hey Ari, hey girl, that child. It's the audacity of it all for me. Okay, it was audacity just thrown everywhere on this episode. How did you feel, Elle?
Well, I'm here to represent for JP in my red, white, and blue, because everybody keep calling him Captain America. Everybody keep calling him all kinds of stuff. Although he didn't make it to 7, JP did have some lessons that everybody can learn, because some of these people need to keep silent. Some of these people just need to hush and nod and smile.
Some of these people spoke at the right time, though. We're going to get into it. Some of them spoke at the right time. Might not say what need to be said, but Godspeed to them. Godspeed. Can we get a moment of silence for JP? Well, I need a national anthem player. We salute you, soldier. We salute you. Okay. Another fallen soldier, JP, man. He will be missed. He will be missed. Moving on from the dead.
Honorable mention. Honorable mention.
Honorable mentions. Honorable. Okay, everybody getting the honorables. And we know how that's going. Man.
Who do you want to start with? Because everybody fiery.
Everybody is fiery. But let's start with our surprise couple. Let's start there. Let's just start off at let's get in the thick of it. Let's go. Because it only is going to get up from here. Everybody else is just up from here, really. So Chris showed up not with his new boo, but with his new boo.
His recycle boo.
That's cute. Recyclables. Yeah, get some t-shirt, recyclables. When you go back to the X, that wasn't really an X but they're gonna be an X soon until your next. Child. They showed up separately, but we found out they are together, him and Johnny. Wow. Was not expecting that. I had strong hopes for my boy Chris. I had some strong hopes that he put his foot down. He was moving on, running. He was good. Didn't think at this reunion so soon I'll be hearing this story. Oh, we was at the airport. He got a phone call speaking with his dad, and he just came back and held my hand. Y'all still have supposedly never met, right? I was waiting for you to say I recognized his voice, something, but it sounded like y'all was kind of there at the airport together. He walked away to take a call with his dad. Almost sounded like he got some bad news. I don't want to assume, but came back and held your hand. Oh, you a crafty little somebody. That's why they say you sketchy, mama. You sketchy.
That's the love story we're going to tell our grandchildren. That's what we're going to tell our grandchildren. Who's sketchy is Love is Blind for booking them on the same flight.
That's what I thought too.
Because you had to be at the same gate. You had to be at the same gate.
Just make them
Right.
go home. Go home. I mean, I'm wondering now. Do y'all like put them in the black van, like off of Squid Games? How they got all catnip and they don't know, they don't walk out this pod situation together at the end. Like, come on now, y'all booked this. Y'all that probably let them drive in the car together and everything. Like, okay, but okay.
See, I'm petty. I'm petty. If I did Love is Blind thinking that I'll get kicked off, I would wear a t-shirt that says my name on it and walk through the airport.
I like that. I like that move. I like that move. You know, I might just be simple. And y'all not blindfolded. Y'all not blindfolded me to get me here. I know it. So hey, how you doing? I ain't getting chose, so we describing everybody now. But that's just really convenient.
Yeah, I think they booked them on the same flight, or at least some couples. If I was production, I would definitely do that. If not, charter a plane and put all of them on the same flight back to Houston.
Mm-hmm. That would be me. I'll be thinking that they could be on the same flight. If people don't really pay attention to the voices that well, they're not going to recognize anyway. Most people don't talk to each other at the airport, so it's not going to be something that you just be like, oh, unless you sitting that if you're sitting next to them on the plane, that's a whole different thing. You might get they see their tickets. Now, here's a thought that I had, because we're gonna have a whole bunch of these theories tonight. Okay, we're gonna be theorying it out, y'all. So stay with us. But what if, Johnny a little cuckoo herself? What if Johnny had like asked producers to make sure she like really close to Chris, like so much close we're on the same flight home together, so I can talk to him?
There's nothing to do but ask. All they could say is no. All you could do is find your opportunity. He fosters dogs, so you could check the shelters. I mean, there are other ways to find Chris in Houston. There's other ways. He's given up so much information.
I'm just saying, that's what I would go with. And I know producers would probably go with that one too, just for the simple fact they ain't got nothing else going on right now. They need something. Your 4 couples done went to 2.5 in a day. And them is holding on by a string right now. So producers was probably like, yeah, just he'd be at this flight right here. Go ahead, just go. Just go get your man, girl. We'll have the cameras behind you. Don't worry.
Because Chris seems to me like he was on the fence at the end. He was on the fence. He so wanted to believe her. But then he got back to the men's lounge and he huddled and they helped him process it. He really was on the fence. So if you're that much on the fence, the only thing to do is just say no. But then everybody knows, just like Zach and Bliss, that you can spin the block. You can go around when you're home, still meet up. So even if they didn't meet in the airport, they could have still met up in a restaurant and had another talking to.
Reusables. Reusables. You get you a reusable, okay? Find you one. You might have to double back in between some booze. You just never know. They be good. They come in handy. Long as they don't cut you off. When they cut you off, then it's a problem.
As long as they know how to hold water.
They're like, yeah, those that know how to hold water. But you get mad. You be like, oh, you got standards now. Wow. Wow. You're just going to cut me off. But yeah, speaking of these two, because I start going off track real quick. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. But as far as these two is concerned, yeah, Godspeed with you. I'll say that for you too. Chris, I'm not really surprised that he kind of went back. Like you said, had he not went to the men's lounge and they exchanged notes and he kind of get judged some type of way, if he did, I can see why he made that choice. I could see it better if he did lose somebody or got a bad phone call when she was at the airport, but I could see why he would make that choice because he just gives me that type of guy. He was really all in with her, even when she stated, and here's my thing, everybody could say that she lied or whatever, but from what I heard, she told both men that Chris was the safe choice. That she told, now the difference is she told Izzy she don't want the safe choice. And when Izzy denied her and she tried to go back to Chris, it was, I've always taken the safe choice. I didn't want to do it. Like, she was staying consistent in her stance on how she felt about both men. She even went and cut Chris the hell off when she didn't have to. So I'm like, where y'all get she lying? Now, later on, she get the line to Chris about what Izzy said to her. But even with Chris's, how she felt about Izzy, I mean, not Chris, but how she felt about Izzy even coming out. Was that a lie? It sounded like the finances a little She said he just moved into a spot like, this is just me. Yeah, I could feel it. I don't know.
That may be where she felt she was back to Build-A-Bear Boo when she realized Izzy's finances. Although she still wanted him, she could still sustain him. I do think the problem was not what she said, that she said it at all. Why are you talking to Izzy about Chris? Why do these men have notes that they can compare? Why? All he needs to know, if anything, is I have a strong connection. Izzy never said Stacy. Izzy said, I have other connections.
Two connections, one, you know.
Don't say names. This is where it starts. Do not say names. Let them guess. Let them assume. So that you have, let's use a legal term, plausible deniability. Definitely. You can deny, because you didn't say any names.
She a lawyer? She don't know no better. You see how much information Uche left out so he can manipulate it later. And we're going to get onto that. You think I didn't catch you? Baby. Tell them.
We're talking too much. There's something when the strength of the people is like, I don't want to talk about anything else but us. Just talk about us. I don't want to talk about anybody here, anybody else's name. I'm trying to build our connection. But you see, again, comparing notes, you want to know who's first, who's whatever. But Johnny was probably playing the game of, this man also wants me, so I need you to fight.
She was also playing the honesty game. That she was in her dark arts. She was practicing in the honesty bag. It's a certain way you have to do the honesty bag. It's not for everybody. That's a level. That's a dark age level that you got to be on it to really maneuver that one. And she's practicing, but it just didn't work out because you can't be, like you said, one, the honesty cannot have actual detailed names for one. That other person always must be a mystery. Now, if they went back over there and started being chatty patties, that's a whole different thing. But that person needs to be a mystery when it's coming out of your mouth, regardless if that other person knows or not. She knew about Stacy, but he ain't gonna confirm or deny it's Stacy, which also helps him in his run, because if it's not Stacy, whoever it is. So like I'm saying, in my dark arts of it all, you was talking too much and giving too much truth, where you just need just enough so they can create their own story. So it's like, no, that's not really it. I ain't gonna give them no more free game.
And what you can see is, I can see Chris holding information and Izzy being the chatty patty.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas she could tell Chris, I do not see Chris going to the men's lounge disclosing what we talked about. Chris kept his first time situation to himself all these years and then told it to you. You know, that's a man that no matter how tragic the situation, he's going to hold water. Izzy does not seem like the one to hold water. He seems like, as we said before, the emotional F-boy, and he's going to sing like a canary. Unfortunately, this is how women end up with a reputation because of a gentleman like Izzy who's willing to talk, unlike the gentlemen like Chris who don't talk.
Yeah. Well, we've seen what happens with talking and not talking at all. JP. You got to have some level of communication in there, and like it's a fine line between the manipulation and actually being just a straight up person who's actually just trying to have conversation and get to know people, and where you just, I don't know, just have nothing to say for nobody. So you have to know where to walk on that. And a lot of these characters don't know it very well on this show, unfortunately, because Johnny played herself. She did make herself out to look a little bit sketchy, especially when she came back with the Izzy stuff. So I'm like, sorry, sis. And then not only saying that, Stacey says that you've been talking about her too. So, you know, I can't speak on that's not really sketchy. That's just catty in that regards. But the Izzy situation for me, you're not a safe space. I put it like that. You're just not a safe space. And that's not good for a relationship because that person can never trust you with any of their true secrets, because you're going to be, as soon as you get mad, you're going to go tell your friends, tell your family, whatever it is about them, just because you're mad. Then going to turn around, go back to them with your track record right now with Chris. As long as you can feel like you can have the upper hand and manipulator, you're going to go back to him, but you're going to go talk mess about him. Same thing you was doing with Chris to Izzy. So Chris, just look forward to every time y'all get into an argument or something like that, your business is going to be in the streets. Just get used to it. You went back. That's on you, boo. Sometimes God remove you from some situations and you just let it stay removed, okay? Aaliyah, I hope you're paying attention. Stay removed. You tried to go back once, okay? You tried to go back once and God was protecting you by Uche saying no. And I'm going to tell you why Uche said no later on, because I figured it out today. I figured out exactly why Uche said no. He was on the path to saying yes to you. You said something and it stopped him, and we're going to get into it. But do you have any more on these two? You want to speak on her and Johnny and Izzy's conversation a little bit?
No, I just worry about, the only thing I'm going to say is I worry about Chris, because how she brings stuff to him, how he absorbs it, is going to determine how they move in that relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, moving on from them too. Well, I guess we could, have nothing on the Johnny and Izzy. I mean, not that, yeah, the Johnny and Izzy, I was trying to think of anything really major that really needs to be discussed on that part. Outside of it, he feels one way. I just look at it. He feels one way. He feels like she lied somewhere to the man. I don't know. You can feel like it.
I think Izzy heard that she was talking about his credit score.
I would have preferred them, if he said it and he mentioned it, I would have preferred them editing that in instead of the other narrative they were trying to give.
I think that he heard that she was disclosing his financial situation and some other information, and he kind of like, dang, Stacey probably brought it, or somebody else. And he's like, I can't have this out here. I can't have her trying to manipulate my situation. I can't have her saying certain things. I got to get a dig in. Because my thing is, if I'm good with Stacey, if I'm good in my situation, I don't need to speak to Johnny at all. Johnny ain't even make it to Mexico.
Right.
I don't need to speak to Johnny.
That's what I was thinking.
Stacey don't need any soldiers on her behalf. Stacey could fight her battles. She fought it in the ladies' lounge and got all the way here.
You should be letting her fight her own battles. It's a woman. Why are you going against a woman? You have no reason to.
Stay out women business, Peter.
Uh, I say this one. That was what if you're fighting for if you were fighting for Stacy, that was woman's business. You can't come at Chris because that's Chris's his decision or whatever and stuff like that. I understand possibly wanting to talk to Johnny about only her talking about you personally and the finances, not even about her lying and stuff, because why does that matter to you? You didn't pick her. Unless you own your F boy ish and you trying to prove to Stacy that you don't have feelings for her, but yet you do, because now you're mad because she lied to the both of you, as you put it. You moved on. It shouldn't matter. You dodged that bullet. It should not matter. I would accept any other edit but this one. Like seriously, if he actually, if I'm to believe that he actually mentioned her bad mouthing him, I would have preferred that edit. And I'm just giving him that grace to say that he said it, but I don't really think he said it. Also, I can see on Johnny's part how her mouth got her landed there because Johnny was talking to the little Asian girl. Sorry, little Asian girl, I don't know your name, but she was talking to her. And then in the scene here, the same little Asian girl talking to the other little blonde chick. I don't remember her name either. And they're going back and forth between Stacy and Johnny. Because the little blonde one, like, oh, Johnny, I was talking to Stacy earlier, and she's like, she made these cookies, and if she'd have known Johnny was going to be here, she would have shouted. Like, so they run a train with y'all info, stirring the pot between y'all. Y'all don't even realize it. Y'all like buddy friends with these two people. Y'all better watch them girls. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all, because they gonna keep the pot going with y'all too for no reason. But Izzy, sir, don't play in my face and try to tell me and tell Stacy that you was checking that girl. Because if anybody was lying in the moment, that was you, because you did not check that girl about nothing. You just kept interrupting her from what we seen. And yes, they showed 2 edits, but we know y'all talk forever. That means she done did it a couple times for her to sit there and be like, Izzy, could you just let me please talk? You've been talking for 10 minutes. Please just let me speak. Like,
and why do you need to go back to Stacy proud? I just checked her. I mean, why? Why is that a trophy that you need to hand Stacy? Or Stacy, why is that even something serious? Stacy should look at him and be like, why do you even care? You know, it's you and me. She's irrelevant. So it sounded like middle school. It's like, oh my God, I really I dunked on her on the court. Why is it important?
Yep. It wasn't. Stacy was even like, okay, I unless it was about me, unless she said something about me, I really don't care about the rest of this conversation. Like, bruh. And what my girl, Laura, not my girl, Evelyn Lozada, you a non-mother factor. That's what she was basically like. Like, girl, leave me alone about it. And don't bring her up, please. I don't even want to know that she's here right now. Just please don't. It was more so I'm looking at you like, why are you even having a conversation with her? Because that's how Stacy really was looking. Like, what could you possibly be talking about? And it wasn't a good look on your part either, Izzy, especially after your whole altercation about your trophy case. I'd have been really careful about talking to too many other women in her face. She already got a bad impression on you. I'm gonna be honest with you. She got a bad impression on you.
Now, don't be Uche. These ain't just some random women. These are women that he just 3 days ago was pouring his heart out to and was thinking about marrying.
But I'm talking about the trophy box of the random women.
But no, what I'm saying is that talking in their face in front of Stacy, she should really be like, what do you have to talk about? It was left in the pods. You know, she was concerned about speaking Spanish to Lydia before even seeing her. She didn't hear that conversation. And that was hey, I'm here. If ever you want to talk, I'm here. And with Johnny, it was the slam the door in her face. I heard you talking crap. It's like he's flitting around too much to these women.
And for why? That's the question. Why? Why do you have this need in you to have this final conversation with these women? Neither one of y'all parties owe each other nothing. Lydia's was just absurd because you dumped her 2 days into the freaking pods. So why are we talking about something that was like 8 days ago? At this point, there's no conversation needed. Johnny was, your last connection. I can kind of get that one a little bit more, but this actual conversation that you're having, like you're in defense of Chris, just speak for yourself. You're in defense of what she said, and you heard that she said about you. Don't worry about who she lied to or not like that. How to catch her in the lie is, did you talk about me? After we called it off, did you talk about me? If she say, no, I didn't talk about you, it'd be like, sure you didn't, because this is what I heard. That's where the conversation goes. It doesn't go into, oh, you were telling him this and you were telling me that, because it sounds like you got feelings. And it sounds like those feelings want to still be explored a bit because you're mad now she's with the guy. You was basically telling 2 days ago, don't talk to her, bro. She's not the one. I had to break up with her, and yeah, she's just not it. She was telling me this, that, and the third. You hurried up, and let's not forget, you hurried up and told Chris what she told you. So you just as sketchy. So you should have left this conversation alone.
And who made Izzy the spokesperson for the group? Even if everybody thought she was sketchy, that was not his business to tell.
Mm-hmm.
That was not his business to tell. That was not for him to disclose. So even if people did find her sketchy, whatever. Stick to what you think and what your beef with her is. It's like some of the men on this show expand, what their beef is. It's not just what you've done to them, it's everything else. Mm-hmm. It's not what just happened, it's the whole history of what you've done. Just stick to the point. There was no reason to talk to Johnny other than, hey, I heard you were talking about me in an unfavorable light. I am sorry that we didn't work out, but I wish you well with Chris. The end.
The end. I just wanted to make sure that you was good. We good. All right, the end. Seriously, other person who didn't need to have a conversation but felt it was so important to have. Uche. This man, if this wasn't a forced conversation, I don't know what one was, because even when she was walking out, no, I just need to see her what I have to say. Why are you still trying to say what you have to say about something that was 3 months ago to 2 years ago? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. It's in the past. And if you are here to find love and move on from her, why do we need to rehash any of it? What's the point?
Because you broke my toy, I got to break your toy too.
That's the theory, I thought.
You broke my toy, and he has a capacity where he has to win.
Mm-hmm.
He has to win. And it is not only unfair, he didn't win, he was playing his game right. He got the I love yous. He got everything. He was like, oh, I'm proposing tomorrow. We are in this to win it.
Mm-hmm.
And what you did was you snatched the championship trophy away from him. He wasn't even looking. He didn't even suspect it. And now he's got to come and tear up your stadium because you took his win from him. It sounded almost like Marshall, I deserve to have that altar moment. Remember when Marshall said that? I feel at that moment was taken from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Uche was acting like. My proposal moment was taken from me by Lydia.
Oh, not just Lydia.
And Aaliyah. But he couldn't see what he did. Because his tone with how he dealt with her cheating 2 years ago did tell her he wasn't a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I fight Lydia in the back for you, even if I put her in her place and take back my toys and our sisterhood, for what man? For Uche? Uche was not the place for her. He was not going to be the nice spot or the place she felt it was worth her fighting this girl over, or even fighting herself emotionally over?
Initially, I feel Aaliyah did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking it, I'm not changing my stance. That's just the initial feeling that I had. That I feel like she did the right thing by just walking away and leaving. Of course, she messed up by coming back. We talk about that in a minute. But I thought she did the right thing because, just like you said, in that moment when he was scolding her about something she did 2 years ago, he had valid questions. Don't get me wrong, he had valid questions, but the tone of the questions, when we see, she don't see his body, but when we see his body, it's tensed up and everything. So you were feeling it in some type of way in your system. And I told y'all then, he holding some secret. He holding something. Something is brewing inside of him. Why he's judging her so hard? It's really him he's judging. And I was like, okay, Aaliyah, you need to go. That's your sign right there. This man, he don't have the empathy you need for your past, because those are your past mistakes. He acting like you cheated on him. That's a big red flag for me. Like, bruh, I'm telling you me. So if I'm telling you me at something that didn't happen to you, we're not going to make it through something happening to you. So all that poop you want to give me on the phone talking about if we can't get through this was supposed to be the test to see if we was going to make it. Like, bro, you can't even get through my past. Stop playing with me. Then you proceed, and I'm just going to switch this to just pretty much talking about Uche for a second. Then you proceed to sit here and tell this girl at the table, tell Aaliyah at the table, you basically did a 180 for her in that situation. After you sat in silence, didn't say nothing, she had to walk out, regroup herself, try to come back and have the conversation with you. But you made it seem like you did her a favor. I said, Uche, okay, I see what you use a whole little demon out here, because I see what you just did. You gonna sit you as a little token for later on to use against her. And what'd he do? Use it against her at that table. But the problem was, not even that he used it against her at the table, or Aaliyah was still trying to be with him. Aaliyah spotted him at that table. And when she called him, no, she spotted him. She didn't know she spotted him. She was calling him out. See, just before then, he was giving his sad story of him and Lydia and why he had took Lydia back. And this is why he didn't tell her. And it was 3 months of this, that, and the third. And I seen Lydia. And in that story, I was listening to him, to how he told the story. I wish I could play it back for y'all. But he was basically saying, actually, I could play the sound of it. He was basically saying, in the beginning of the story, Lydia was the one who was going through his stuff, all this and that and the third, right? Now we pieced that with Lydia's story in the back, which we get that he was sleeping with somebody else during the time they were together. Yes. If you put that in alignment to how both of their stories go, because he was sleeping with somebody else, they broke up. They got back together for the 3 months there. She's now looking at people's stories. She wasn't looking at people's stories before. She went through your drawer, yes, at some point during the beginning first relationship.
Want to find that lost and found?
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have. Okay, but she wasn't watching people's stories then. The recent stuff is to watching people's stories once she got back with you. So she still didn't trust you from the first indiscretion you did that you didn't confess to. You only broke it up with her because she went through your stuff and you use that as a lie against her, instead of taking account that you was cheating on this woman and you got caught. So every time Uche gets caught, he wants to be the one who calls it off. Now, follow me where I'm going with this, because Aaliyah in that sit down called him out about, well, if you wasn't so concerned about Lydia, like you want to say it's just her welfare, this, that, and the third, why you bring up Milton in Lydia's situation and basically telling Milton he's not ready. As soon as she said that, that dude eyes go dark. I swear to God. And he was like, you know what? I don't want to be with you because you couldn't give me that loyalty when I needed it. When I needed you to be there and stand 10 toes down for me, you couldn't give it to me. You couldn't give me that honesty. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. You only do it when they call you out. Here again, Lydia's about to call you out again because you want to play in her face. And she like, no, you're not about to do this today because let's go back to the beginning on how I got to looking at the stories. You made me insecure by cheating on me. And if I'm watching people's stories, I'm trying to catch you on a night and you're out doing whatever you're doing. It's really strange that these people would connect him and her together. All of my friends, if these are just my friends, I know your friends already. So therefore, yes, I'm going to be watching your page. Don't try to make me out a stalker. So now you go back to Aaliyah and trying to make, y'all just stay with, because he was doing all of this craziness. And I'm like, you going back to Aaliyah just before she call you out. Puppet master, boy, I'm trying to tell you. Before she called you out, you was telling her how Lydia is stalking you. When you was on the phone with her, though, rewind. When you was on the phone with her, she asked you how you don't know if she looked at your email and followed you here. And you basically cussed the girl out. Was like, how could you ask me this question? Bro, this dude is diabolical, like for real, on some real stuff. He is very diabolical because I'm like, you sitting here moving all of these little pieces to fit your narrative. Now that you want to sit and think about it, oh yes, I can use Lydia's story of being a stalker because I do have some little proofs here and there to show that she did this or whatnot, and use that to get back with Aaliyah to make her feel some type of way. Oh, wait, hold on. She called me out on Milton and them. So now I can't talk to her. I got to call it off with her now. Now I got to go blame Lydia like it's her fault and try to break up her situation with Milton. Like, bro. It was like watching Murder. What is that? What was that? Shonda Rhimes show with How to Get Away with Murder. That's what it was like watching. I was like, oh my days. Why am I solving the whole crime?
Uche was just trying to keep his head above water. I'm less inclined to believe Lydia's a stalker because, first of all, you would have blocked her. If she's a stalker, you're a lawyer. You know how to handle stalkers. You would have had a restraining order. You would have had her blocked on all your social media, and you would have told your friends too, just in case she's trying to stalk you. You're a lawyer. You're an intelligent man. You know how to handle a stalker. What Uche was trying to do was throw dirt at everybody, but forgot his hands aren't clean when he's throwing dirt. Everything he's trying to bring receipts on Lydia can be explained even in a friendship. Even in a friendship, JJ, if you and I stop speaking or whatever, you might be like, I wonder if she's at our favorite spot. I want to go there tonight, but I really want to see her. You could check the stories. That's simple enough. I have passed by my friend's house. I didn't take a picture of the house because I ain't posting that, but I sent him a picture of the cross streets and be like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Mm-hmm. That can be explained. But if Lydia, if what she's saying is true, then if I think you were cheating on me, you know, if I was thinking like Lydia, because me, I would just have the proof and be gone. I ain't trying to look in no drawers for lost and found, and I ain't trying to pass by. But she was probably passing by to see if she could catch him in a lie. Could be. But if she is stalking you and stuff like that, she's a highly intelligent woman with 2 master's degrees. She's not going to take a picture of your house and send it to you as proof of her stalking. Can we get real? Can we get real? You know how to handle. I would be like, okay, if she's stalking you, you should have told the producer she's stalking you. She could have been removed from the program, and you could have presented the restraining order you had against her. Because that didn't happen. So now, since your house of cards was tumbling down, now you've got to go obliterate her house of cards. She's going to topple her house on her own. She does not need your help. But he had to go. I'm vilified with Aaliyah. I done sent her upriver in my own time. Now let me go do the same to Lydia. Why, sir? Why?
That just left me to that theory that you asked on Culture's channel earlier this morning. What if Uche is the actual stalker? I can see that more so than the other way around because he has the patience, the mindset, and everything to be a really good stalker. Because what a good stalker will do is make them put themselves in the victim's shoes somehow once they start to get caught up. And that's what he was doing up until Aaliyah had called him out on him trying to break up basically Milton and Lydia before they even got together. It's like, bro, you was about to stalk both of these women, to be honest with you. That, like, really, he was about to be following them both to make sure they both ain't talking to each other, for one. And two, to get back wherever he could with both of them, however he could. Like, Uche, you're not slick. You was cheating. You're a cheater. You're a recent cheater.
Well, we could be more gentle. He may not be cheating. He may just be dating.
No, he was a recent cheater with Lydia.
Well, what if I'm just gonna say, even if he was dating and Lydia was Miss Monday, Wednesday, and there were other ladies for other days, he's just dating. But still, it does not.
He doesn't say that. Like, Lydia, we was just dating. I don't even know why he's smart enough to say that. He's smart enough, clever enough to say that.
But you know why I said that? Why I think Uche is the stalker.
Go ahead, sir.
When her reaction to hearing his voice was surprise. And it was, Uche? Oh my God. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, yeah, who are you, ma'am? Okay. And when she said a few things, oh, Lydia, he did not seem as shocked as she was. But that's just my theory.
Like I said, I'm following you on that because I thought that same thing when you said it and it came out, because I was already thinking it too. It just popped in my head one day. I was just watching. I was like, Uche is like a stalker, like for real. Like he be the one and making himself a daggone victim in the process of it all. Like, yeah, no, he's not to be trusted. I am so sorry. And when you said, I said, okay, I'm not alone. My sister got me. Like, all the time I'm here with you, she got me. She understands. She understands. And now that you say that part right there, I had thought about that too, when he was sitting in there and I was like, he was not shocked. He was just calm, collected.
But like the comment from Miss J, he's the one that knows. You block me, you unblock me. You block me, you unblock me. How do you know that unless you are stalking IG? Unless you checking? Because I tell you right now, I have had it where somebody asked me about a person and I go check and they're like, oh, you've been blocked. And I'm like, since when? I don't even know.
The fact that he said it, and I had to look for you for 48 hours. I had to look for you for 48. Why are you looking for me if I blocked you and unblocked you? You know where my Instagram lives. Where are you? You looking for me where? I'm trying to tell you, these girls got to watch out. Lydia, Aaliyah, listen. In all seriousness, now I know we laughing and stuff. In all seriousness, please be safe. This man sounds a little scary, okay? Allegedly, where my alleged badge? Let me get this alleged badge up here. Because these are all theories. These are just theories that we are having. We don't know for sure. But if not, please be safe out there, okay? Please be safe. These are just
for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, please. These are theories. Let me write this up here.
But he has time, and I don't know. I thought that him talking about I've been looking for you for 48 hours was a little bit trying to be the victim. I don't really think he was looking for her, but
either. But now we gotta put this together,
right? But he could be, because of what I think he's trying to control the narrative. I'm trying to find you. I'm trying to get you but I can't reach you. You're leaving without communication. He's trying to still look like a victim. Trying to look like the victim.
That's what I said. He's painting himself as the victim. That's how you get, but see, that's actually, if I'm the victim, allegedly speaking, if I'm the victim and I'm playing this role, that's how I get the police to start watching you instead of me. That's all I say. So, smart guy. Smart guy.
The lawyer in him. The lawyer in him.
I'm just saying, I felt like I was watching How to Get Away with Murder, because basically that's what the whole show was about. Like, cover up after cover up.
You know who would be well going against him? Jessica from Ready to Love.
Mm-hmm.
She would get him rattled. Because what he did to Lydia was he poked the bear enough for the bear to jump up and act dangerous without you even asking, what did Uche do? All you see is Lydia. You hear how loud she's being, and you're thinking, oh, she's just mad. Mm-hmm. But many people aren't looking to see, what did Uche do?
Yep.
To poke her. Exactly. She was having a great old time all night. What did he do? All you're hearing her is her loud and walking off and yelling for Milton. But the thing is, Uche has the need for the last word. But again, we are not in a courtroom, and this is not closing arguments. This is relationships. And he's probably thinking, I'm not getting my altar moment. I'm not getting to marry the lady that I love. So you're not going to get your altar moment either. I'm going to wreck it for you. Wreck it, Uche.
Definitely by the end of the episode, when he needed to talk to Milton all of a sudden. Why do you need to talk to Milton? You have nothing. What is there to talk about? Because when you talk with Lydia, you were talking about your past. Milton is not a part of none of that. So there's nothing to talk to Milton for. So yes, all of you're doing right now is trying to disrupt what I have going on because you messed up what you had going on. You can't blame me for you withholding information for the woman that you're supposedly going to marry. You don't even know what information I gave. So now, right now, what you're trying to do is come in here, set me up like the stalker you done presented me to be. Even when she looked at it, she was like, do you know how Instagram worked? Like, she's not that stupid. Like, you really was playing off of her emotions. That's what he's doing. And I'm like, you played off of Aaliyah's emotions. That was easy for you to do. That's where I agree with Lydia when she kept saying, we're just alike. You two are emotional type people that he knows how to manipulate through your emotions. And that's what he was doing when he came in there with Lydia talking about, they sent this screenshot that they sent me on, you're watching my timeline. She was like, a screenshot? Do you know how IG works? Like, there's times I done watch one story and I'd have messed around and forgot I was watching stories. It's 6 stories later. I don't know these people. I didn't even see what the story was. Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? So it's different ways that it can happen. But if you're going to sit here and show me one screenshot that you could have got from anywhere, you could have your sister's story at this point right now and just be talking about, you could have made up this page. I don't know who this is. You talking about this one? They said they've been following you, bro. That's months ago. What are you talking about? Get out my face. I don't even talk to you. I haven't talked to you since 3 months. That's the last time I seen you. Why are you in my face? Get out my face. I was Lydia too. I'd be mad too. Like, bro, I'm not having this conversation. Now, I'm gonna tell you one true thing. I'm hoping that she told Milton, let me speak to him, and that was before and not in the middle of the conversation, because you know editing could switch it up however they want to. So I'm hoping that she told him, let me have this conversation, and that was before. And when she got up for the 10-minute mark, that's when she was just out the door, like, it's time for me to go, because ain't no way we and him going back and forth and I'm about to sit back down to listen to his ignorance again. Don't tell me about something some 3 months ago. Don't tell me about nothing about the old relationship and all this. I am here with my new man. You need to go find you a new friend. Move on, please.
She may have told Milton to leave because we're not sure that Lydia told him the whole story. All we saw was that Lydia said she was dating Uche 3 months ago. We don't know if Lydia also said, you know, she was in what capacity she was seeing Uche 3 months ago. So again, I don't think she wants him there, or I think she doesn't want him there because Uche may say something out of pocket.
And no, I'm not saying that part, right? That's not what I mean by it. I get that. What I mean by it is I'm hoping that in the beginning he had walked up to the beginning of the conversation before Uche got her heated. Because if you get me heated and my man walks up, my man say, "Oh, we got to go in 10 minutes." Okay, this conversation is done. I have nothing else to say to you. And that's what I mean by I hope that what took place before. She seemed more calm.
Right.
When she said, "Let me just talk to him." So I'm assuming that that was edited in that spot and it really happened in the beginning of the conversation. Because if you got me hot and bothered about some BS that you telling me and I got to out, I'm taking it. No, this conversation done. Or no, you know what? Just sit right here. Let's see if he really wanted, because at this point she was already talking about, let's see if you want to out yourself. If you want to out yourself right now and really talk about why we even having this conversation, because you was cheating. Let's talk about it.
But she's at a point where she doesn't care anymore. I don't think Lydia really cares. She's gotten Milton or gotten someone. She has a ring. She wasn't looking back for Uche. He came looking for her. She wasn't looking for him or asking about him at the party. So she's on her mission. And it seems like his reasons, he can't let it go.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't have gave him much attention. That's what I'm saying. Whenever my out came, that's what it been. And I seen her. So that's why I'm assuming that she had to force that out the way she did. She was like, okay, let's out everything. Since you want to bring it out, because clearly I've been protecting you. And it comes off as like, I've been protecting you from your secret because you don't want the world to know you a cheater. But let's go ahead and put it on the table, because you playing in my face right now and you get on my nerves. So either you gonna let me go, we gonna have the real truth out on public television right now. You a whole damn cheat and a lie. Now get out there on my face. This man
that's not how you win. To
I don't
win
care
against,
about winning. I'm not. See, that's the thing between me and Uche. Me and Uche is not playing. We playing two different games. I'm not playing to win. I'm playing to you get the hell out my face right now. Okay, I'm sick of this and I'm sick of that. All right, you win. I don't give a damn if you want to tell the world you won. You won. But I'm gonna say you 2 seconds more. You keep playing in my face. We gonna start telling all the truths. I'm not ashamed of mine. That's the difference.
Well, my thing is with Uche, the way to rattle his cage is to not be rattled. Mm-hmm. He thinks he wins when he has rattled your cage, you storm off, or you are begging him to stay. I would say just keep your composure and treat him like he's under the microscope, because he's put you under the microscope. So treat him like you're observing him and say, okay. He will start to be unhinged when he sees he's not rattling you. When you keep your composure, he's going to keep on shaking to try to rattle you. That is the only way to win against an Uche on camera. Off camera, I don't care what you do, but on camera, I needed somebody to give Uche his Chris moment.
Okay, I'll give you that one. No, because I was about to say something else, but when you said you reeled it into the Chris moment, because that's where I was going with it, because it's really for a girl like me. And if you a type of people that feel like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes your mouth might shoot off before your brain think about it or whatever, the best thing in that moment to put in your head is, okay. Every time they say something to you, just say, okay. That okay will get you far. That's the same thing with Elle saying, keep your composure. If you struggle like me to keep that composure, when I start saying okay to you, my rocking might start like this. Because I'm bottling up. But I'm going to say okay. I'm going to say okay. You got it. You got it. And then I'm going to walk away still, because Yeah, it's for the best. It's for the best of both of us. I don't give a damn about winning. That's what I don't care about. Like I care about surviving and
For me,
thriving outside of this world.
the winning is the surviving. You know, one of my favorite shows is Dangerous Liaisons, one of my favorite movies.
Mhm.
And the moment where Glenn Close said she used to practice not showing emotion, and she would basically put a fork to her palm of her hand while she's at a dinner table and not show any emotion to the people to know that a fork is going into her hand. She's like, show no emotion.
Yeah, you can be
Uche
a Joker. Don't you ain't gotta commit acts of treason upon yourself like this.
Uche wants to see your reaction, and he's going to keep on, pressing that fork into your hand. He's going to keep on poking you. And the minute he realizes he can't win, he will flip. He'll flip. And I was hoping somebody would make him look, unhinged. He does look crazy to me, to you as well. But for other people, they will see he stays calm and cool and Lydia going off and think she's the one who's the issue.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm just saying. I cannot explain you. It's an act that you must see when I do it. It has to be in action when you understand. For those people that are a little bit like Lydia, that you gonna play in my face and I'm gonna throw hands, and so let me just walk away type people, because that's Lydia. We have to just say less. The less we say, the better it is. And that less, the funny thing about that less though, El said on Real Talk, it still does the same reaction. It still gets the same reaction out of him that he wants, because he wants you. He does want you emotional. He wants you talking back. He wants you fiery. He wants you up and flailing your arms and doing all of these things. And that okay, because that okay signifies I'm not in that place to go back and forth with you no more. I don't care enough to go back and forth with you no more. So whatever you say in this moment to me, okay, you got it. You won. That's what you want to do. You won. Yeah, I went through your shit. I lied. Okay.
And I would say I won while playing with my engagement ring.
It's supposed to be you won. You can't say I won. You got to tell him he won, though. Just be like, you won. You got that, babe? He won. Let's go, babe. Let's go, babe. You know, you got to look up at Milton like, yeah, babe, let's go.
That's the level of petty. That's the level of petty that would have him going off. Or just say, I need to, you know what? I can't deal with this conversation. I need to go unpack from Mexico.
That's what I'm saying. The less you say, just the more nonchalant. Now I could do the nonchalant. I could do the nonchalant. I hear you, because I'm not there. I'm so not there. That's something that for Lydia, though, that's something that she's just gonna have to work on, because that's just not her nature.
According to her brother, no.
It's just not her nature. She's gonna pop off regardless. I mean, even with in the pods where Aaliyah said, I told her she can have you, she was just like, F you. That was a bit extreme for you can have them and whatnot. So she's just one of those type of people that's gonna pop off. But if you can't, you can hold and you have some emotional intelligence like some of us don't. You take El Cid's advice.
Flash that ring. Blind him with that ring.
That petty advice over there, okay? You can take my petty advice. It might be a little bit more dramatic. You gotta make an exit.
Somebody put a ring on it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody. That camera would have been like, oh, this girl is crazy.
But she'll be crazy fun. She'll be crazy fun.
Uche had to play with the right one. It would be like, oh, he would have been hot. He would have been flipping tables. Okay, we is all off subject. We just play messing around. These are all theories and jokes. Okay, these are theories and jokes over here. This is what we do. We gonna take these stories and make them ours. Okay. They playing in our face, and I'm not about to be played with like this, okay? Because Uche was up and everybody playing. Why is you here, sir, with this madness talking about can we talk? She was like, no. The producer was like, she was like, oh God, if we must. She was hot. She was trying to be over it else. She was trying to be over, like you said. She was trying to be like, I have my husband. Don't mess this up for me. Move away.
You are my ex.
I don't even remember you, sir. What is your name? Go away. So that's why I was really that stalker theory seems more plausible because she was really not even trying to have the conversation. She really did come out and say no. And then she kind of looked at the producer because you said you already caught her looking at the camera, so she kind of looked at the producer and was like, "If we must."
She gave that look. She looked dead at the camera like, "Really? We doing this? Do I have to be here?"
I didn't sign up for this part.
Not at all. I was like, she knew he was going to say something crazy. She said she knows that man. She knew he was going to go there, and she was not there for it.
Mm-mm.
She was not there for it. But what I didn't like is that she left without Milton, and I'm hoping, as you said, it was a filming thing. I'm hoping that's not her running to the elevator. I'm hoping that's another time or whatever, but
yeah, I don't know what that was about because she was looking like she was searching around for Milton. So I don't know if somebody misdirected her on purpose or what the case may be. But then Uche was still sitting there when she got up. And then next thing you know, we see Milton in that. So maybe Milton was somewhere elsewhere where she was traveling to get to him. And then somehow Uche found Milton wherever, or the Milton conversation could be before he even sat down with Lydia. Who knows? But we'll figure it out.
Milton was cute trying to rescue her. That was a very lovely save, a lovely alley-oop that she did not take. But it was lovely to say, hey, we've got something to do. Mm-hmm. Giving her the option of saying, I'm going to stay, honey, or let's go. That was very lovely. That was a mature side of Milton. That's the older gentleman inside of him.
He was mature for a second because that goodbye was fine. He's like, okay, goodbye. I like that about it was Third Rock from the Sun, though. Like, he's such one of them characters. Is so. What is his name? The main one? I forget his name.
Jonathan Lithgow.
Yeah, is that what's his character name?
Oh, I forgot. That's been such a while.
Is it Fizz? Oh, shoot, I can't remember, but it was giving me him when he gets his little tantrum and they ask him to leave. He's like, fine. It was so cute. It was so cute. But it was what he needed to do. He did need to do what he did, and I was glad he went over there because he was running a little hot. He was like, not you again, bro, because you already tried me up in the men's lounge. You're giving me bully vibes at this point right now, bro, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So he did what he was supposed to do. Stand by his lady, go check on her, just make sure she was okay.
One thing along with Milton and Lydia, I did like the family talk. I did like the brother, stating exactly who Lydia was. And he did say, Milton, hey, if you need somebody to fight on your side, I'm going to fight on your side because I can see them having the good old sibling squabbles. And he knows his sister. He's not hiding from it except on that cruise. He's like, when she having that baby, we're going to be on a year-long cruise. Don't look for us.
It was a whole year, bro. I was like, whoa. How long she carrying this baby for?
The pregnancy, at least till the child is a few months old. We do not.
Time y'all come back.
We're not going to be in that delivery room. We're going to come back to a 3-month baby crawling.
It was both the brother and the mom. I said, okay, it must be just the two because they didn't sound like they had another or whatnot. And she was just, the mom even described her. She was like the first one quiet, but by that second one, she was like, I don't know if you're going to want 3 because, you know, that second one, you know what the second one is. You got her. You with her. Second one spicy because the mom was like, yeah, the second one loud. The second one don't shut up. The second one is always there. Always.
And if you have a third, the second becomes the middle.
But the second one's still there. The mom was like, it doesn't go away. Trust me. I don't know about 3. We'll figure it out. Yeah. But I like the mom. I like the brother. They were very receptive. They were very accepting of him. And, you know, it didn't seem like they were going to be judgy. I was kind of curious if they was going to be judgy or whatnot. But she also gives me the type that dates outside her race a lot and her culture. So they're okay with everything. We'll see how his family fares going forward, though. Stacy and Izzy, Izzy got to meet her father and sisters. You're smiling.
Are you sure you want to do that job? Is that where you want to be? Is that the career you're going to have long term? That family was doing a nice little shade on, you know, your job ain't going to quite cut it. It's good and all for now, but it ain't going to have her flying first class or private jet.
And she really likes that. She really likes to travel. So I need you to know that is her love language. Traveling is her love language. My sister likes to pack bags and go. Understand how important this is. Like, Izzy, you have to understand. I feel like every last one of them sisters told you how much she likes nice things. Traveling, cars, men, nice things, all of it. Period. Daddy was very nice and respectable how he told you, but he also said, I don't want to harp on the money aspect, but my daughter's expensive. She not even expensive. She just expensive. Okay, baby. Like, she's high class. We don't do those extra letters here. She wants it all up front and big. So what are we doing?
Can you imagine if he was to tell her we can't afford that trip this year? I can't afford to go because also I just started that job because I don't have the available annual leave to take a trip.
And here's the response. We might not be able to afford that trip, but I can. So I will be going on this trip. You will be packing your bags. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. I'll see you when I get back. Like, somehow she's still going on this trip because she likes to travel, point blank, period. You should have it together. I'm sorry. You knew this. But that wasn't what was the only thing that stood out to me, though, Elle. She sat there and made it a point to say, he has never traveled anywhere. He hasn't even been to New York. And then I'm like, dude, his story goes right after that. I was on vacation in Connecticut. I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. Did he not travel anywhere? Because it sounds like he travels places, just not out the country yet.
Now, here's how I think that's a lie. Didn't he say he went to Mexico and met a lot of his family?
He also just said he was on vacation to Connecticut before he came to this. So he travels. He might not have been to New York. A lot of people have not been to a lot of places in the United States. So that's not uncommon. But for you to sit here and make it seem like he just don't go anywhere. He's never been anywhere. That's how she was making it seem like he's never been anywhere. Just because he said he wants to go to Paris. And we know most of the time that trip, you might stop. Well, Houston now is a major hub, but before you would have had to stop to New York to get out. Sis, calm down. Calm down. So, because you're making him seem like a little know-nothing bumpkin. that ain't never been nowhere or done nothing, and you about to show him the fancy life.
Let me upgrade you.
Okay, Beyonce. Now she was upgrading Jay. Okay, Jay had a little upgrade already before she came along. He
But,
don't
you
look
know,
like
there are
that.
some men who have money and don't know how to leverage it. That's a different kind of upgrade than a gentleman who is now starting to make his money. Stacy is living with luxury. Yes, her grandfather had his home foreclosed on, and that's probably the inspiration for the family, but she is a generation into living with money.
Mm-hmm. She's still kind of new money, and I get the horror of losing it again or whatnot, because a lot of the horror she's living off of her dad's stories or whatnot, because she obviously has been living off of it for some time. They sound like they've been taking big nice family trips for quite some time, so this is nothing new to her. But I'm pretty sure the stories that she heard between grandpa and daddy and growing up, she don't want to ever experience it, and it's a fear of hers.
They have hit that lesson into the family members from jump.
Mm-hmm.
But yet he has said he went to. I was like, he went to Mexico when he said he wanted to meet his family. So how has he not been anywhere? And I know you don't necessarily need a passport. Maybe at the time he went to Mexico to meet his family from his dad, and that could have been early college years, which would have been at least 10 years ago. I know you can't cross the border without a passport.
If he was born here or there, like you can do dual citizenship
Right.
too. So
Right. So he probably only needed a passport because Love is Blind required he travel with one.
mm-hmm.
That's probably the only reason. Now, it's not unheard of for Americans to not have passports.
And it's not a hurdle for Texas to not get into Mexico at the time without a passport. Like it's right there. You're right there. They're gonna let I can cross the border right now and it's not gonna be a problem. Like they're let me in. So
She made it seem so like this man is uncultured. That's what she made it seem like. And I'm like, don't play him like that. You know, that was her kind of telling her family, he's not on our level. You know, he's not there, and you know, I'll be taking him as my carry-on.
showing him the world, a whole new world. Okay, Aladdin. Okay, Stacey Latin, because she was just acting like she about to just show this man a whole new life away. Do you believe he eats on plastic? Oh my god.
He does not have brass utensils.
He's never seen brass utensils before, guys. He's so tragic. So tragic. Like, child, please do not do a charity case. Your dad is tired. Your dad is tired. Okay, he's tired of bailing you out because you keep picking a project. If you feel like this man is a project, here we go. I'm gonna go with Kojo and Sean on this. Leave that man be. Okay, if you feel like he is a project, leave him be, and that's how you coming at him right now, as if he is a project. So
leave something in the lost and found. Get lost so he won't find you.
You keep she's a problem. She's a problem. She's her own problem. Like she wants to sit there and say, people have taken advantage of me and my dad and this and that. You keep picking these people. And I'm not saying that Izzy will be that type of dude that takes advantage, because he doesn't seem like he would be that guy. But you keep picking these people that are clearly not the ones for you, that will take advantage for some reason or another. You can find the one that has money, and I'm not saying the rich ones don't take advantage too. You find one that has money and wants something that your dad has, or some business that your dad is a tied to or whatever and stuff like that. He weasels his way in through you and takes advantage of you. Or you pick the guy that's kind of well off or whatever, but he's still not emotionally there. He does whatever he does and leave you in a hole. Now your daddy's bailing you out. Stacey, you got to figure it out with you, sis, why you keep going down this cycle.
I think that, as you said, Stacey is her own problem. Stacey does have that as a problem. And I think where she broke down was that she was overwhelmed with seeing all the problems that Izzy was. You know, it was just a culmination of all of it. And she realized, I am taking the paper plate, plastic plate, solo cup, lost and found guy into my life, and I have to marry him. I'm taking him to meet my family. And it's so overwhelming. She just wants to get it out. So, yes, she was interrupting him, but she was so overwhelmed with emotion. And it's like when he cut off her thought process, it exploded internally and she had to go outside. Mm-hmm. She had to go on the balcony to just cool off. She's not going to snap at him because she's more upset with herself. Mm-hmm. She wanted to win the popular guy in the pod, and that's what she did. She said it herself, I'm just going to sit back and watch all the other girls drop off. And you won, you know, again, what did you guys say? Win stupid games, win stupid prizes. Mm-hmm. She won the trophy guy. She won Ferris Bueller. He's a popular guy, but sorry, he is not the one in which to build your castle.
Right.
He's already moving in. He's not even talking about what are we building together. It's like, no, can I put the TV here and you could have the couch there? He's not building. He's just, and he said that in the pod. He's not building. He wants to integrate into somebody's family and their traditions and live happily. He's not looking to build a world with someone. Mm-mm. He wants a ready-made family and just fit me in as the last puzzle piece and we will be happy.
Yeah. I don't know. I was hoping on these two. These was the only two I had to hope on, for real. Like, I was kind of hoping on these two. I mean, they still got the opportunity to do it, but in the long run, it's just, I feel like by time reunion, they might say yes at the altar, but by time reunion come around, we'll have some real problems. And if it doesn't occur then, and I'll put it like this, because this is what we want to give him some grace. If he is the salesman that he says he is and he can do this, he will be all right. I don't know what type of, I don't remember exactly what type of insurance agent he was going to be. But if he's saying sky's the limit or whatever, maybe it's like housing insurance or whatever, and it's pretty good out there in Texas, and especially in Houston. If that's it, that's what he's into. Yeah, sky is the limit. And if he's good at it, they'll be fine. They'll have some small little kinks any normal marriages will have or whatever, but long as that money is coming in, they will be fine because she will be secure and she'll just need to learn to open up just a little bit more. And I think she's the type of person that over time she will, but they will be fine. But if that don't happen, baby, if that don't happen by reunion, they gonna be done. I'm sorry.
They could be fine. It's just an uphill battle. Mm-hmm. I mean, money is a huge thing in any marriage, but I can see a path where they can make it and they can be fine. She needs to loosen it up a bit and then stop thinking after you're married that he has to pay for dinner. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're married, you know, he could pull out the card, but it could be from the joint account. You could tell yourself whatever.
That's a service thought I think she has. She'll change it.
Right. They can certainly get together. My only concern too is that it is her house.
Yeah.
It's her house. She has, you know, built it up with construction and stuff. And I hope they, you know, can talk about getting their own place, or I'm hoping she can loosen up and it could be our house.
That deed, his name better be on that deed. That's all I can say to that. We for sure agree on this part that once it don't have to be right now, but before he start paying them 20Ks and all that stuff like that, Sis, you either better charge him rent when he get up in there, because that's the only way you're gonna say that 20K. Because I'm not gonna be banking on a man saving his 20K and his name is not on some paperwork. Because when that bill come around, he can have his stuff packed up and be gone. I'm not banking on a woman giving her my 20K, but my name is not on that deed. Because anytime she get an attitude, she could put me out. Y'all better have some real talk on that paperwork. Once that marriage certificate is signed or whatever, y'all better work it out. And yeah, she gonna definitely need a prenup for that house for sure. Even if his name gets put on it, she needs to go ahead. Y'all got a lot of paperwork. Y'all got a lot of paperwork that needs to be taken care of around this wedding time. Y'all might want to work on this prenup right now, because they recommend not having a prenup right before the wedding, because it sounds like duress, and it could be legalized that it works out in your favor as the person in the lesser quality. So if you are trying to make somebody sign a prenup, don't wait till the last minute. Y'all need to work on this now. Y'all need to get that house in order. Y'all got a lot of paperwork.
I see Stacey having a prenup even before she got on the show. So when you come visit the house, I'm gonna need you to look at this paper.
She got the prenup like this. There's a whole bunch of little bank slides right here. Let me fill in. I just got a house. Signed there. I just bought a car and a property in 2 properties. Sorry.
Notice they focus on her and her dad's cars. They made sure you knew she had 2 Benzes. And I'm not sure, but daddy wasn't driving no station wagon. And we never saw what Izzy was driving.
He was driving in her car.
Jody? You mean Jody? Jody.
I can see her having a prenup, a postnup, and a re-up. Like, we go every year. I add on something in this marriage. If I buy something in this marriage, that is for me. At the end of the day.
Well, if I'm Izzy, if I buy that HVAC and I leave, it's going with me.
Well, we see each other. Because that's definitely what this day go back and forth. This paperwork is about to be. Y'all need Izzy use some of them savings and get you a nice little lawyer, baby, because you're gonna need somebody to read through them details real good. Because she sounds she got one clad. She got her and her. She got it. It ain't no breaking hers. You better watch it.
Izzy, you might want to go and apologize to Johnny and get her to read over that prenup. She reads contracts for a living.
No. Just go to Uche. Uche good. Uche. That's who you want. You want Uche to be looking at your daggone contract. That's who you want, because he already sees the dark sides of everything. He gonna make sure that you good every which angle. He gonna have a story ready for you to go on why you gonna get divorced when you get divorced. Uche got you, okay? Go to Uche. Don't go to Johnny, because even if she was on good terms with you,
Johnny's that contract lawyer. Johnny's a contract lawyer.
I don't know, because the way she was selling them contracts to them, she might put too much of your truth in there. He ain't had nothing in the beginning, so that he ain't getting nothing in the end. See, Johnny had messed your host. She gonna put too much truth. Go to Uche.
Or she might want to stick it to Stacey and make sure Izzy got a good contract.
Right. Child, listen, just hire out. Just hire out.
This is called Don't Burn Your Bridges. Don't burn your bridges.
Hire outside this show, okay? Don't hire nobody in this show. They're not to be trusted. We don't know if Johnny and Uche is in cahoots and friends, because we don't know who he's stalking and who he's following to the show, or who is following him to the show. So we're not sure you could trust anybody right now. Everybody's sketchy. Just treat everybody as sketchy. The dad is cool. Trust the dad, though. He cool. He ain't steer you wrong from his daughter. He gonna.
I didn't like the Kevin Hart swinging feet sitting with the dad. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need your feet to touch the ground. We're talking to daddy.
I'm trying to be.
We're having man-to-man conversation. I can't be having the dangling feet and respect you while we're talking.
I need a little man spread. I need you to maybe have your arms here or there. You know what I'm saying? Look, make yourself big, son.
Sit at the end of the chair and make sure your feet are touching the ground, even if it's the tippy toes. Make sure the feet, daddy's both legs were on the ground.
Just stand up.
Both of daddy's feet were on the ground. Daddy was having his manly sit down, both feet down, and just chill. You meanwhile are dangling. Alice, are we in Wonderland, or is the furniture too big? Can't have a man-to-man conversation and your feet swinging. Sorry. This is her father. You're supposed to be asking for her hand for this man, asking for his blessing. And you can't even bless your toes to the ground. That's all I was thinking with that scene. Kevin Hart always talk about his feet swinging. Sorry.
Now he doing this one day. Now he down here swinging. Poor baby, he got all kind of telltale signs.
Sit at the edge of the chair and make sure your feet touch the ground. That's it. That's the first stance. That's the first stance. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. But I couldn't, because he's just overwhelmed with what he just heard inside.
Mm-hmm.
Now here comes daddy slipping him the bill, like this is how I supported her, and once you take her over, there are no returns.
None. You see this? Do you see this policy? No returns. Sales are final. This is yours. Enjoy. Here.
I felt like the daddy saw Bliss's dad and said, I ain't gonna be that dad on national television.
But he is like, who was that? Whose daddy was basically giving her away, but made sure that they knew. I can't think of her name. Little heavier set one. Who was basically controlling. What's his name? Brandon. His name wasn't Brandon. Was his name Brandon? Oh, it'll come to me. I had to think on who she is. But her dad, they were Jewish. And
yes.
It was like her dad, like, listen, my child is a ticket and I'm not taking care of her no more. He was like, I'm not taking care. I'm done. Once I say I pass her to you, I'm done. She's your responsibility now. Do not call us.
I forgot their names, but they bonded on the charcuterie board.
Mm-hmm. Just like that, Dad. God. He was like, this is your problem. Enjoy. Bye-bye now. Her dad is the only one on this show with some sense, child. He really was.
And he was respectful. The family was respectful too. It was the classic underhanded, nice, nasty. It was the classic, they're trying to feel you out. They're not used to seeing someone who doesn't know about brass utensils. They'll be like, are the paper plates staying or what is that? That's how they were coming off. They were really, really nice in just asking questions and being nice in that way.
I like what they did because it was, if you pay attention, it was hints. At the same time, it wasn't like maliciously speaking on either their sister or him. It was, she's particular. She got her way about her. She likes nice things. We always taking a trip. And they'll be like, even to say like, we've always known her to take trips. We've always known her to just splurge out when she gets this type of way or some type of way. They let you know roundabout, my sister is expensive. She likes nice things. She's materialistic, period. I don't care what you want to call it. I'm not going to out her, but can you afford her? That we just want to know, can you afford her, or is she going to be our problem again? Because we're trying to get rid of her. We've been trying to get rid of her for now. You can take her now. Please take her off our hands, because I like to save some of my own damn money. She's expensive. We've been spoiling this one for a while now. We're tired.
I wonder, are the sisters married?
Good question. Good question, because they didn't really speak on them or whatnot.
Because I wonder if I was just thinking too, if Daddy wasn't like, I need one of these girls to not be still attached to my wallet.
It was given that at first, but then a couple of them will speak kind of like they're already in something established. But that's why I also get that they're part of taking care of her too.
Right.
They're also the ones that's like, you know, we just need her to be grounded somewhere so she can stop just running off with all the finances real quick, going on a trip. But then it also gives me that she wasn't also, from her conversation, that she's not always depending on them, that she's just fly by the pants with some random man of money.
Somebody she slapped his butt at the bar.
Yeah, you know, some random man of money on some trip and stuff, and she's used to these certain type profile men, and you're just not really fitting it. However, she's more serious about you, because even the dad is saying that I'm seeing a more emotional, softer side of her. That's not always just this corporate type little girl that I have. You're bringing something else out of her, so that's a good thing. But can you sustain it by the other thing she definitely needs and wants in life is money, moolah, dinero.
Izzy's job right now is to prepare Stacy for her future husband.
Oh, damn, another seat filler. Child, you've been seat filling everybody today. We got two up and over here. Come on. El said making everybody a seat filler today, sir. Come on, you know your place.
Because if she hasn't been emotional before, if they haven't met any of the boyfriends maybe before, then he's preparing her to be emotional for the future husband, because I don't think he's prepared to be financially, if they weigh in the money and the experiences on him, I don't think he's there with her. And let's give him the grace. Let's say he has a bank account that does match hers, not her daddy's, hers. He just started this job. When you start a job, don't you only get 2 weeks of vacation when you start? You start with 2 weeks.
Well, it depends on if he knew he was getting this job just before this show, just before the job call, you can put your time in where I can't start, because you're in that negotiation phase still and saying, well, I have this thing for this long, I have to start. I can't start until this time. So yeah, in the beginning of a job, had he not started yet, he has that, I can tell you when I'm ready to start, and they can agree to it or not.
But like Milton, you use your time to be on Love is Blind.
But Milton's been at his job.
Right. That's so different. I'm saying, even if Izzy has the money, he doesn't have the time.
Not now. No.
Not now.
No.
So
it depends on how flexible this particular job, or if this is a job of traveling. Maybe he has one that, I don't know. We still don't know what type of insurance he's in. So
it ain't international insurance. He ain't traveling with a passport.
Okay, true this, true that. Well, he can make the money to send her on the trips, okay? Let her go with the old 40-year-old man, you know. Don't block your future wife's blessings, okay? Don't block your future wife's blessings. Let her live. Let her live her best life. If you can't afford to let a man pay for it, that's all, you know. She come back happy and refreshed to you.
But I noticed how we did not vilify Stacy when she said she, you know, slaps a butt at the bar. What if Izzy would do that?
You keep trying to do this every week, Elle, and I told you it's not. We have double standards in place for a reason, okay? Men needs to stop trying to act like they got standards, and we can't be slapping their butts nowadays. You know. Let me stop. We should be keeping our hands to ourselves, really, okay? You know, you should keep your hands to yourself, because yes, this is true. Men cannot go around touching us any kind of type ways without there being some problems, as we see, Habibi. Not saying that you touch her because I don't know. She just said you was all up in her space, but you was just a little too damn go close. So you can't even be that close. Habibi has let you know that you can't even be that close to a woman without problems. However, that's because people back now else it make me have to do history on y'all. But men back in the day used to act like women was just nothing but property and do these outrageous things until we started getting some laws into place that protect ourselves. So a little payback ain't never hurt nobody, but it ain't right. It ain't right.
When I think about it now, and especially with the way he responded with Lydia, I'm wondering if Stacy also had to do that to gain attention, because she's not the girl that maybe Izzy or the man would approach at the bar. Because I don't see anybody having to go slap a man's butt if they're being noticed.
What I get from Stacy, even with the individuals and everything, she's just a girl's man, like a man's girl. She's one of the boys. She's always hanging out with the guys, always doing this type of stuff. So this just the thing. Us tomboys get it. You slapping the boys on the butt because of basketball game, this, that, and the first, because you can get away with it where they really can't. And the one you want to get away with it, you hope he do it. But you be like, please hit me back. Please, no. But so real talk, you just one of the guys, you hang with the boys so much, you just start picking up their habits of doing these crazy little things and all that. And that's what she gives me. Because everything she does is she's her daddy's son. For me. And even Seaway put in a chat, which is my biggest question is, will she have the patience and will she help Izzy grow? That's where I would like to go and really know, will she stick around during those down periods or those hold up periods where he's waiting on the commission to clear, but it's coming? Or where he's getting a whole bunch of no's repeatedly, but he's still waiting on that yes that's going to come. Will she stick around for those moments? Is that going to be too much for her to ask? That's the question.
And for episode 7, I have to say the shady editor who's picking these songs.
I was listening this time too. I like that.
When Izzy said, "Can I finish?" and she ran outside.
I'll hold on to you or some stuff it was said.
I ain't that patient was the first line. Oh,
said I'll hold on to you or I'll be there for you or something in the chorus, but I was like, what?
I ain't that patient.
That's what I'm saying. That's what my biggest concern with Stacy really is she going to be patient enough? She's all yay, all in right now, but that thick and thin for richer or poor line, are you going to really be there? Because this is new to your whole family that you actually went and did this, that you actually took a leap of trying to be married, because they're getting the impression that you ain't never talked about marriage before in your life. This is just out the blue random for you. So do you know what you signing up for? Like, do you really know? Or is this just one of many you plan on having?
I don't think Stacy wants to, have many marriages under her belt. I think she wants to be a one and done. That's what she wants. I do think she was hoping Izzy would be more of a good time. But I don't think she understands what kind of a good time Izzy is. I don't think Izzy is ready yet for marriage with what we have seen. But they definitely could try. I think they just need more time.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was Izzy, I wouldn't do it. When Daddy passed that bill under the door, I'd have been like, that's when you close the little folder that the bill comes in and you clear your throat. and then you figure out which credit card you could use, or you realize you can't dine there.
That's fair. Will she stand by him? Stand by your man? We gonna find out, because they seem like they determined, like they can want to keep telling us through thick and thin, you know, for better or worse, they gonna tough it out no matter what. They're realizing that that's what marriage is, and I mean they're right. That's what marriage is. It's a commitment to each other that you're just gonna work through it all. But I just hope they understand that the commitment they're making to each other in their current state right now.
Izzy wants to be loved and accepted in a family. He said that. He wants to be loved and accepted by a family.
Is that just enough, though?
I don't think he has enough for this family for him to be accepted. See, if he had the finances, the family could then look at her and like, girl, you crazy. You got what you need, the money, whatever. Everything else is fine. But I don't think he has enough for Stacy. And if he doesn't have enough for Stacy, then the family will go along with Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
But he just wants the love, unconditional love of a family. And he wants to make a family and make traditions. But I don't think she's, you know, she really, I will say that she kind of cheated him in the process, in that she should have told him her standards.
Yeah, I believe so too.
But she was playing dark arts. She wanted to win the popular guy. And she did.
I still don't feel like, I mean, I guess at some point she probably wanted to win, but I don't think she really went into this serious, because like she was just a fun girl. And I don't think she just was taking it for serious until it got to the point of, oh, he's serious. And she probably got caught up of wanting to win against Johnny because of Johnny's just attitude. Sometimes we do that. We see a person nasty attitude and be like, I just got to beat that person. Or we just something. It's not even that they got a nasty attitude. We just don't like them. They don't want to get along with us for some reason. And now they're competition. Like, you just get on my nerves. I just got to win. Because she was playing around. She was playing around in the pods. And I don't think she was just probably there to do the experiment, say I tried it or whatever, and see what happens, and didn't care. And then I could see where she decided, yes, competition. I'm stuck in it now. Now she's stuck with this person. And now you're just trying to make it work from here. And I don't doubt that there's some attraction. There's some love. You're not in love. I wish I would stop y'all too soon. Y'all don't even know each other enough to know be in love. But y'all have some love, some attraction to one another. I can see where you say, you know what, this could possibly work. But I need you to step back for just a second, just a smidget, and really, really assess the whole situation at hand. You both are like walking into a danger zone, trying to save each other's life without actually surveying the room and seeing how your head is about to get chopped off in the process. So he can't do, I'm not going to say he can't do the HVAC. He can't, and I'm not going to say he can't do the trips, but I don't think he can do it all the way you going to want to do it. Because y'all sound like y'all taking the annual big trips. You're going to definitely want him involved in that. He got to save for whatever the case may be. Whatever the water heater might explode, and he got to just pop out something for that one too. I was just like, where are we getting the water heater? We just taking over all the scenarios, aren't we? Ooh, the washer and dryer go out in the fridge at the same time, and we have a flood and this, that, and the third. Now, you know, Houston be going through some things, so you do gotta keep in mind though. The pipes might freeze or something else. So yeah, I get them. You got to keep in mind there's some things that might happen. But geez, he got to think about a lot at once. And your name is still not on the deed, man. Look.
So we only have 2 couples, and we have 2 families who said, don't return him if you take him. Are we going to have anyone married at the end?
Johnny and Chris. Johnny and Chris, but at the end of this, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That we're down to two. I'm like, y'all gonna have to bring in one of them couples that y'all didn't want to show their life about or something, because
Miriam and her dude.
yeah. Who Carter talking to? Who the fisherman talking to? Let's figure this out, like something, because I don't know where we're gonna go from here.
Well, let's talk about Carter.
He was a little interesting. He was a little spicy, wasn't he? Kiddo Carter was a little spicy, wasn't he? He was going to say, y'all gonna see me. Carter said, y'all gonna give me a couple checks.
Carter was very insightful. Carter was like, she didn't give, it was Chris, right? She didn't give Chris enough of a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But along the lines of Carter, what Carter made me remember was Stacy. Stacy, I really didn't like, I know it could have been a joke, but I really didn't like when you were speaking about Johnny. Like, I couldn't care two hoots what she thought. The added accent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Stacy. Now you
have an accent though. Does Johnny have I didn't really hear an accent from Johnny. Was I tripping?
But it could be like in the chat, like Trey says, it could show her classism.
True that.
She may see, Johnny, even though she's a lawyer, as beneath her.
Miss J, don't get me riled up. I'll start rocking like this again. Okay. I hear you. See, look, now you got LC worked up, and we all about to be bad off this question now.
No, I'll bring Uche and Aaliyah back to be seat fillers at Lydia and Milton's wedding.
They probably will be. Uche got to make sure it's real.
And I'll have, if I'm Lydia, I'll be like, Aaliyah, could you be my bridesmaid?
That was like, I don't know the accent. I don't know if maybe Stacy was just trying to do her Southern draw or something, but I was just like, I don't know whose accent that was.
That was Carter's accent.
Oh, poor Carter. He's just getting shots thrown at him for no reason.
You see, I like Carter. I know a Carter, not the name, but I know a Carter. And they are a hoot. Get a few drinks in them. They don't need to be talking about fishing, but you see Carter, he observed everybody and everything. What Love is Blind could have done was given Carter an after show.
And let Carter tell all the business.
All the business.
all the fishermen's teas. All the fishermen's tails.
Carter could be sitting on the dock with his fishing pole sitting on the side and be telling all the tea and just ask him about different couples. Mm-hmm. That's all you need, this after show.
Hey, baby, Carter was the one. I know they try to talk about him. He probably was going at, because wasn't it Stacy that had the comment for Carter in the beginning? Was it Stacy or was it the other? Somebody.
The other girl was, Stacy was more caught up on the guy. She did talk about Carter, but she was more vitriol for the guy who burped.
Oh yeah, she was really mad about that without the excuse me. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, Stacy is definitely, I remember that now, because Stacy is definitely a tomboyish type. She's the homeboy. She is definitely the homeboy, because I remember her saying, yeah, I burp all the time too, but I at least say excuse me. So she don't shave no legs. Stacy is her daddy's son. I am so sorry. The son he never had, Stacy is definitely it. That is too much.
But yeah, I don't think they'll bring back Uche and Aaliyah. I don't think that Uche will broach that again. He got his moment with her. He got to walk away from her as he wanted to. But I have to say, like I said this morning, ladies, I don't like anyone begging for anyone to take him back.
Yeah.
Don't beg.
That's what I mean, I don't mind the sit down. I don't mind if a person needs the closure or whatnot. I just didn't. That scene kind of disappointed me. Watching it back disappointed me a little bit more because she was sitting there and getting her hopes back up high while he was telling this whole story of how he was saving Lydia from the streets and all this stuff like that. He got her and cleaned her all up. You know, she was over there just looking bad and wasted, and he put some love into her and made her look like somebody was there for her again and saved her life. Child, he was the hero of that story for about a good 5 seconds, and she was, yeah, ooch, yeah. I was like, girl, knock it off, okay? So he done seen through it already. He done peeped you already. He is not falling for your fake charades of tears. Ain't not one came down in front of him yet. He's like, yeah, girl, you is not, you're not about to win this one. She talking about I want you back and all this, only for her to get back in her feelings, and him to say, you know what? Yeah, no, we're not gonna get back together. Don't worry about it. Should have left it at that phone. I know a couple of people in the chat at Kojo's chat earlier was saying, even Kojo was saying that she at least owed him the conversation. She gave him the conversation on the phone. She gave him the closure on the phone. When she sat there and said, I guess we don't need to talk no more. And he said, yeah, you're right. We don't. And fake hang up the phone to, sit on the phone and say, I don't want her number and all that so she can hear it. She shouldn't have never went to follow him, to block him, to doing none of that stuff. We're done. We're done.
I agreed. If I was her, I would not have spoken to him on the phone. I would have played it and said, I'd like to see him face to face. I wouldn't have taken the phone call because, again, you don't know how that's editing. He could have just gotten out of the pod where they just told him she left. And he, I don't know how they taped it. If they taped the confessional first and then the men's lounge, or if he went to the men's lounge. But I would have said, you know what? I'd rather save the conversation to see him in person when he gets back to Houston. But my concern with Aaliyah is the heightened emotion. You do something. It didn't have time to leave you a note, didn't have time for all of that stuff. And then you take time to think about it and like, damn, I want this man. You left him. No word, no nothing. You left him. It's the same thing like Uche when she was speaking about her cheating. He beat her up about it verbally. Talked down to her about it. And then want to come back and apologize and do a 180. They are both people who react first in the hurt, and then you want to smooth it over and then think, I want you back. Who in their right mind is going to think that you're going to take back someone who left you? You left. How am I going to know that you're not going to be flustered about something and leave again? You left.
Damn that, L. Okay, I hear you. But who the hell is going to want to go back to somebody unseen? I ain't never seen you, but you gave me hell behind a wall. You ain't my man. I remember when I was getting into it with somebody one day and I had to step back and I was like, you ain't even my man. Like, bruh, back up. We're done with this. Like, why am I arguing with you? So if you're not mine and I'm arguing with you, I'm already in my head like, this is just not going to work. It's not even worth it. And I have not seen you. That phone call is all I need. I don't need to see you. If we seen each other, then okay, face to face, because we have been having interactions face to face before, obviously. But if I have never seen you, yeah, the phone call is most of you gonna get. And when you got on that phone call, yeah, well, we don't need to be together. Okay, well, cool. Click. So while you on the phone trying to play it for the cameras, talking about, I don't want the number, I don't want to talk to her anymore, and handing them the phone, I've been hung up. Okay, goodbye. Please don't look for me. I am moving on. This was an experiment. Experiment is done. I am good. I'm back home. And that's my point too. She's supposedly back home at this time. Because remember, they got to go to the airport because this is how the other ones done met. So this is not being filmed in Houston. So they got to go to the airport. That's a good 2 hours, depending on where they are by the airport. Then you got to take the flight however many hours. She good at home, nice and relaxed enough to get on the phone and be yes. Huh? She good. She good. She been rested up, and so she can get back on the phone and sound sad again. It's been some hours. It's been some time since.
Oh, yeah. And a different time zone. Different time zone.
He had enough time to work up his case and figure out why he mad and all this stuff like this. No, I do not have time. You want to sit on the phone and keep butchering me of why I did not speak to you before I leave. First of all, you in a whole nother pod over there. I'm in a whole pod over here. I do not want to call and wait for them to set up cameras, produce all of this stuff like that when I'm not getting along with this girl. To heck with you. I do not know you. I do not really owe you nothing. I know you. Everybody want to keep saying I owe you something because we were dating in a box for 3 days, but I owe you nothing because you put me in a situation with this girl by not being upfront with me in the first freaking place. Not only that, you scolded me about my own past that has nothing to do with you. You didn't tell me all the truths that I got to hear from her. Not the little bit of your car, all that, but that y'all slept together just 3 months ago after you got through shaming me. Now you sitting on the phone asking me, what about me? What about me? What about me? When I'm telling you for my own protection, I had to leave this place. I did not have time to think for you because I was going to be in jail, if not in a box. I needed to be gone. Sir. Yeah. Okay. When you say that, you repeat me. We're done. Okay. We're done. Thank you. Confirmation. Make you feel good if you said it last. Boop. Hang up. Hang up. And I'm blocking this number. It's changed. It's changed. Number no longer exists. Try to call me if you want to. Production will not see me again.
I do think in the scope of the show that she should have spoken to him. The whole purpose of the show is talking, communication, through a blue wall and such. But I don't agree with the whole you had to fight for us and be there with for us. And like, dude, I only known you, 2 weeks. Yeah. But also, she only knew Lydia 2 weeks. So again, you're carrying on with Lydia. Yes, you're hurt. Yes, you're upset. But you're carrying on with Lydia. And say you could have him. I bet you wasn't crying then. But you got the tears and the soft voice for Uche.
The soft voice, I'm with you. The tears, we're still trying to figure those out. But
hey, in the confessional, she had tears. I saw tears fall.
But that was for her own confessions of her cheating. That was for the confessions of her own cheating.
But when you leave or break up, don't beg anybody to come back. Even if they left you. Don't beg anybody to come back. You have just handed them the winning card in the whole interaction because they are going to either pick you up or leave you there. You're putting your whole existence into their hands. Don't do that. Don't do that. She should have asked, what do you wish for Uche? Where do we go from here? Because the begging took it to a different level. It didn't need to go to. And I was cringing when she was doing that. I was cringing. Yeah. Girl, don't beg this man. You can say you want to be with him again, but don't beg him.
And in all fairness, I do agree with you in her stance, especially because she is the type that just runs out of a conversation. We've seen her do it a couple of times in the pod with Uche. She's the type that runs out of conversation. She does need to sit down. She needs to practice that. Now, for me, I'm in a different bracket because I'm in a different stage in my life. And I've been there. I done had the conversations. I know how they go. So for me, I don't owe you nothing, sir. I don't know you. I don't know you. But for her, she does need to practice having to sit down conversation because you're going to have to do it. When you're actually married to somebody, you're actually in a real relationship with somebody, you're going to have the conversations. You're going to have the hard, unkind, unpleasant conversations from time to time. And you're going to have to sit through it. So that is something that people do need to practice. And in her case, she definitely needs to start practicing with some of her relationships doing that so she can get comfortable with it. So I do agree with you on that part. I still don't agree that she owed Uche anything, though. I just, baby, after he carried on, he wouldn't have got too. He wouldn't. So I'm trying to tell you on that phone call, he might have got that little manipulation. Yeah, Uchi for one time, but then as soon as he sat there and was like, "Yeah, we don't need to be together." Well, okay, we don't need to be together anyway. Shoot, tears is gone real quick. They dry real quick. You right, you right. Because you ain't gonna sit here and keep talking about what about me. And I just told you I was 2 seconds away from beating the girl up and having a lawsuit. Leave me alone. Get up. You was gonna bail me out, lawyer man, huh? You was gonna get me off my case. That's probably why he was mad. He was like, "Girl, I told you I could bail you out. Pop her in the head and I can get you out." Yeah, he had me. I was like, "You ain't gonna me. We is not a single class. What the heck is happening right now?"
He has a way of talking about fighting for us, like he's thinking about us, that anybody listening would think he does mean us.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very selfish with it. It's about him, his image, what he wanted, and what he expected.
Go away, Trey. Go away, Trey.
I think he's talking to you because I said she should have the conversation.
Yeah, no, there are times where you have to have a conversation. There are times where you just got to say you're wrong because you sat back and you thought about it and you're wrong. You might walk away in that moment. Now, I'm the type of person, I don't like to talk when I'm heated because a lot of times I'm just going to say some stuff that shut you up and it might not be how I actually feel in the moment. It's just, I don't want to hear you talking anymore. And I need to process my thoughts. So I need a moment. But I will come back at a calmer stage so I can have clear mind to talk to you.
And I'm sorry, Trey, I'm not doing no taking back. My family only do seconds for food on a plate. We don't do it with relationships. We done. Ain't no James Brown please playing, begging to take you back. Not happening.
Please.
No, seconds is for food on a plate. You get one chance.
And I'm
one chance.
And I said, "Jamie, let me tell you about this woman I used to know."
I am being an adult. I'm being the adult that says you got one time. There's no rehabilitation. There is one time. No seconds. And how you leave also matters. Because you left me and I'm now embarrassed. And the men's lounge is looking at me all, dang, man, you must have missed something. No. I can't take you back after this embarrassment. And this is going on national television. I'm the only person whose woman left. Oh no, there ain't no way I can take you back.
Trey, you gotta leave Elsie with the door open and the knob missing. Okay, she can't. You gotta make sure she can't close the door. You just gotta take the door with you when you leave, so you can come back anytime with her. Don't leave her a door when you go. That's all that is.
Ain't no door open. Forget the door. I'll take the whole door off, change the door and the lock. What are you talking about?
Take the door with you. And leave a window open just in case you think she's slick. You gotta leave a couple of cracks open for this one.
There is no going back. There's no going back.
It's cold out here in the world. Jesus, Elsie.
Yeah, I've had some folks spin the block and it's like, nope, detour. They ain't no spin the block.
Hey, I'm a spin the block person in that 3-month window. Look, I'm like, oh, you catch me in that right window. You catch me a month after the breakup. You know, I might still be fresh, but you let that door close. I am one of the people. I'll leave the door open for you for a little bit. But when the wind start cricking in, that door gonna get shut. And it might be a whole nother person there already. So I can't say how long that might be.
Oh, so Trey's never done takebacks, but we got to take back?
No, he's talking about you need to just sit and discuss things, not actually take back. Just have the discussion.
Or we need to talk now.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, we need to talk now. We couldn't talk before you went and cheated, so we need to talk now.
Well, it's convenient when it's on my time.
So I'll let you in on my first husband did cheat. And that was my deal breaker. I ain't talking.
But see, that's your deal breaker. Uche's is lying. So long as you don't lie about the cheat, because that's how he was playing it with Lydia, is that he wasn't lying about the cheat. She just went through his stuff and found out about the cheat. So now Lydia's at fault.
So that wasn't lying by omission?
Not according to Uche.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay, because when she found out, he told the truth. I told you exactly what it was. So it's for Uche, it's okay.
Okay. I still don't do takebacks. I'll return an item to the store, but I ain't taking nobody back. You get one chance. What did Eminem say? One chance, one opportunity. Do not miss your chance. That's it. One chance. That's it. I can't do because I know myself. Even though I may not say it, I'll look it. Like, dang, I wonder if he's doing it again. Well, and for my peace of mind,
Elle says, look for God to do it because she cannot. Okay. God gives second chances. She does not. All right. Please do not ask her for a second chance, y'all.
Because you know what? Jesus saves.
Elle don't. Elle don't. Okay. You can save your breath. That's what you can save. Save your breath because she's not having a conversation with you or taking you back. It is okay. You're done. You're done.
Next caller.
Oh, Uche would have had a hard time with you.
And I would have had
entertained the conversation though with Uche. You said you would have entertained the conversation though.
Oh, I would have had a really fun time with Uche. Especially if he came looking for me. He came looking for me after he told me on the phone that he didn't want to see me anymore.
Yeah, but I hung up by that time. I didn't even hear that part.
I would have had a fun time with Uche. It's like, oh my gosh, I am so happy you arranged this. Because I would let it be known you arranged it. You called me out of my castle to grace you with my presence. It's like, wow. So I'm going to be sitting there on my throne because now I got you. Yeah, I try to be fair. Life ain't fair. But you know what? Jesus saves.
Amen. Money do it.
But I would have had fun. I would have had fun with Uche. I would have listened to him speak because he wants to speak. He wants to have the last word and say it. And I would just sit there. And then I would hit him with, is this any way to speak to the woman you love? Because I remind him he loved me. I remind him he said he loved me. And I remind him he was one day away from proposing. That I would play, I'm the predator that likes to play with their prey.
I see what you are. This is the alien versus predator. I got this. You are the predator sent on the hunt. Okay, I see what's happening here. I'm not mad at it. Oh, wise one. Namaste. Namaste. Okay. Oh, wise one. I am feeling you. Like, I dig it.
This took a
100%.
lot of work. Don't worry. The Brooklyn girl in me is the table is removed, and let's talk. Let's talk with my hand by my waist.
One of these
That
days.
was my 20s.
One of these days, when we get enough people here so I can be able to go behind the closed walls, we will get into the stories. Y'all not gonna believe my stories. Y'all gonna think I'm up here making some stuff up. But me and El Cid is like twin flames, kind of, when it comes to parts of relationship. I say parts. We're not totally the same in relationship. We're not totally the same. But when it comes to comes to the deuces, that fall game, when I'm serious about my dudes, she's a little more serious than me. She goes a little bit faster than me. I give you a little bit more of a chance. I got a little more grace, you know. The human side of me be like, girl, you done did some things. Calm down. You need to be taken aback some couple of times too. So shut up. I ain't Uche. I ain't gonna shame you and then be trying to talk about, well, I confess. Nah. I got some confessions to make as my own. So I'd be like, I understand you're human, but after that second, okay, now, Negro, we done talked about this.
I never asked to go back. Now I think about it. You said I've never asked to go back.
I would say I would never ask to go back, but I had my own reasons. I was kind of like Uche at the time when I was trying to go back. I was trying to go back for my own reasons. So, God bless me, because I'm trying to say I got my own confessions. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the song "Keep on Moving." Keep on moving, don't stop.
I'm the type, if I really actually see, this is where I am. If I really actually like you, my pride won't let me. My pride won't let me go back. Plus, because I have a problem with actually people that I was in actual relationship. I've only gone back to two people, to be honest. One, it was my very first time going back, and it was to a high school sweetheart. And I was trying to go back in college because we broke up good. We didn't have a bad breakup. We just separated. But when we got back together, it was weird. Like the timing and everything was just all off. So I was like, I don't like this feeling. And so I always be like, I never want to go back, because that genuineness of the initial relationship, how you first started and all those wonderful things, whatever that it happened to ruin it, it's now ruined. And that's always playing in my back of my mind of when I go back. So for one, I've never been with anybody that has cheated on me, except for one person. And that's the only reason is because his cheat was in a very early stage of the relationship. And I was kind of talking to somebody else at the time, and I put all of it was a Love is Blind situation. I put all my eggs into this basket like Johnny did. And I went with that for a long time. And I forgot about why I stopped talking to this one. And I messed around some years later, because this one used to always be on my bumper, even when I was talking to this one, to the point that this one thought I was still talking to this one, and I wasn't. But some years later, after I stopped talking to this one, that one hit me up and was like, oh, you want to take this trip somewhere? And I'm kind of like Stacy, I like trips. And I was like, okay, for the trip of it all. Yay. And somehow from that trip, we got into a relationship. And I was like, damn, why did I break up with you the first time? And about 3 months into that relationship, I was like, oh, fuck, that's why I broke up with you the first time. You was on some bullshit. And so after that, yeah, I ain't never went back. It was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
There's a reason why stuff ends. There is a reason. And again, I can't, you know what? And it could be, how I was raised. There's too many flavors of the rainbow for me to keep on tasting the same mix. So I'm sorry. I can't. Because there could be something. There's a new flavor. There's a new flavor out there. Can't go back. But you know what? Luckily, I'm saved now. I'm scared for y'all in the dating market. I can rest easy with hubby. But we do have stories.
Mm-hmm. I'll say we got stories. We might have to do that, because I was just thinking while we was on this thing, I was like, I'll tell you afterwards. So we get it together. We're gonna work on it, because I was just thinking about a little segue segment for us, just us two. Just us two. Like, yeah. So, but anyways, we ain't got no more. We are now segueing into some stories after dark, which y'all that is still here with us. We gonna jump up off this thing because we ain't got nothing for this to go around until what, next Friday? So I don't know how you're gonna work this out because you're gonna be gone, huh?
Yeah, we could talk offline. I could let you know the times and stuff.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll try to figure out something. If not, we'll recap on it when you come back and stuff. But yeah, for the rest of you guys, I appreciate you all for being here with us for these 2 hours and 15 minutes that we've been on here chatting it up, just having a good kiki and all. I hope you guys had a great time with us because we had a great time with you. If you are here and you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Okay. YouTube is blind. Just hit the like, okay? Like everybody else, and just love me to death. Love me, love me, love me, and then marry me. Make a commitment. Be here with me always. Okay. Don't good night and God bless us, Trey. We're not done. Let me get my whole closure out. Sheesh. If you're watching this on a playback, if you're tired of us, just fast forward through all this. Leave a comment down below. Hit the like button, all that great stuff. Play it in the background. Let your dog watch it. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Help me out by helping the algorithm out. Just let it play somewhere. Just kiki with us. Actually, if you actually listen to us, we're funny. You'll like it. Trust me. But other than that, thank you for being with us. We'll catch y'all next on another round when we get back to Love is Blind. You guys will see me back here probably next Saturday for some catch up, talking about some stuff as usual. Yeah. I don't know. Anything else you want to give any dissertations before you leave? You know how.
Thank you all for being here. Sometimes you just speak, and sometimes it's best to just be quiet.
God damn it, Trey. See, you making this difficult, okay? I ain't got no D's. I don't own nothing. StreamYard owns these rights. YouTube's own the rest. Okay. I have nothing. So just like and subscribe. Okay. Then we'll be mutual together. We'll be stuck in this from scratch together. We'll build. Trey, we're building together. Stop. Come on now. You said you love me. Like for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Why we got to do prenups and stuff? That's what I'm talking about. The love ain't real, man. The love ain't real. I thought it was, but it ain't. That's cold.